Graham Chapman is a doctor and writer. His parents hoped for a serious Jewish heterosexual son. They were disappointed.
Graham Chapman was an English comedian, actor, and writer, best known as a founding member of the legendary comedy troupe Monty Python. Born January 8, 1941 in Leicester, England, Chapman initially pursued a career in medicine, but found his true calling in comedy while at Cambridge University, where he met fellow Python John Cleese. Chapman's career took off with Monty Python's Flying Circus, a show renowned for its surreal humor and boundary-pushing sketches. He portrayed iconic roles such as King Arthur and the titular character in Life of Brian. Despite battling alcoholism, he achieved sobriety and became an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights after coming out as gay in the 70s. He passed away from cancer October 4, 1989, leaving a lasting legacy in the world of comedy. Let's look back at one of the greatest icons of British comedy. Graham Chapman's rise to fame.
I think because it seemed the simplest course for me at the time. Writing essays and doing anything artistic in school, for me, called for a little more effort.
Graham Chapman attended Melton Mowbray Grammar School, where he excelled academically and displayed an early interest in performing arts. His involvement in school plays and local theater hinted at his future in entertainment. But he initially pursued medicine, perhaps due to societal expectations or the desire for a stable profession. In 1959, he began his studies at Emmanuel College, Cambridge, where he enrolled in the medical program. It was there that his life took a pivotal turn. While immersed in his rigorous medical studies, he joined the Cambridge University Footlights Club, known commonly as Footlights. This prestigious amateur theatrical club was a breeding ground for comedic talent. It was here he met John Cleese, a law student with a similar inclination toward comedy. They quickly formed a strong partnership, collaborating on numerous sketches and performances. Their comedy synergy was evident, and they became prominent members of the Footlights, contributing to the club's reputation for producing innovative and humorous content. As his dedication to comedy grew, he began to see it as a viable career path. After graduating from Cambridge, Chapman continued his medical training at St. Bartholomew's Hospital in London. Balancing his medical internship with his burgeoning comedy career was challenging, but Chapman managed to do both. He earned his medical degree in 1964 and briefly practiced as a doctor, but his true passion was in comedy, and he soon decided to pursue it full-time. His early career involved writing and performing for various British radio and television programs. He and Cleese wrote for The Frost Report, a satirical news show that featured future Pythons Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin. In 1969, Chapman, Cleese, Idle, Jones, Palin, and American animator Terry Gilliam came together to create Monty Python's Flying Circus. The show premiered on the BBC and quickly gained a cult following. Its unique blend of surreal humor, absurdist sketches, and innovative animation set it apart from anything else on television at the time. Chapman often played authority figures, imbuing them with a bizarre and eccentric edge that became a hallmark of the Python style. Chapman's contributions to Monty Python extended beyond his performances. He was a prolific writer and played a crucial role in shaping the group's comedic vision. One of his most memorable characters was the uptight colonel who frequently interrupted sketches deemed too silly, a meta-commentary on the absurdity of the show itself. This self-referential humor became a staple of Monty Python's comedy. In addition to their television success, the Pythons ventured into film. Chapman starred as King Arthur in Monty Python and the Holy Grail in 1975, a film that parodied the legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. His portrayal of the earnest yet bumbling monarch was both hilarious and endearing. He also played the title role in Monty Python's Life of Brian in '79, a satire on organized religion and contemporary society. The film, though controversial, was a critical and commercial success, cementing Chapman's status as a comedy icon. Despite his professional success, Chapman struggled with alcoholism, which affected his personal and professional life. His battle with addiction was public, and he eventually sought treatment. By the late 70s, he had achieved sobriety and continued to work on various projects, including writing books and performing live. Chapman was also one of the first celebrities to come out as gay, doing so publicly in the 70s. This was a bold move at a time when homosexuality was still largely stigmatized. Chapman's openness about his sexuality and his advocacy for LGBTQ rights were significant, and he used his platform to promote acceptance and challenge societal norms. Today, he's regarded as a pioneer in British comedy. His work with Monty Python has influenced countless comedians and writers. Contemporary British comedians often cite the group as a major inspiration, and Chapman's contributions are remembered with great respect and admiration. His ability to blend intellectual humor with absurdity, his willingness to tackle controversial subjects, and his unique comedic voice have left an indelible mark on the landscape of comedy. The passing of Graham Chapman.
And I guess that we're all thinking how sad it is that a man of such talent, of such capability for kindness, of such unusual intelligence, should now so suddenly be spirited away at the age of only 48, before he'd achieved many of the things of which he was capable, and before he'd had enough fun. Well, I feel that I should say nonsense. Good riddance to him, the freeloading bastard, I hope he'd fry.
Graham's death, October 4th, 1989, was a significant and unexpected blow to the world of comedy. Diagnosed with throat cancer in November of 1988, he underwent surgery and various treatments, but the disease eventually spread to his spine, leaving him with a grim prognosis. Despite his deteriorating health, Chapman maintained his sense of humor and continued to work on projects as much as he could. His passing at age 48, just one day before the 20th anniversary of Monty Python's Flying Circus, was a tragic loss that reverberated deeply among his fans, colleagues, and the broader entertainment community. Chapman's death was particularly shocking because despite his known struggles with alcoholism, his diagnosis and subsequent rapid decline in health caught many by surprise. Fans who had long admired his work were unprepared for the news, and the comedy world mourned the loss of one of its most innovative and influential figures. As a member of Monty Python, Chapman had left a huge mark on comedy. True to his comedic spirit, his funeral became a memorable event, marked by humor and irreverence. The surviving members of the Python group, John Cleese, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, Michael Palin, and Terry Gilliam, ensured that the service reflected Chapman's wishes and personality. Cleese, in particular, delivered a eulogy that has since become famous for its humor and heartfelt honesty. His eulogy included several jokes and irreverent comments, culminating in a profanity-laden farewell that both shocked and delighted those in attendance. The humor was a fitting tribute to Chapman, who had always pushed the boundaries of comedy and who would have appreciated the irreverence. Eric Idle also performed Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, a song from Monty Python's Life of Brian. The surviving members have often spoken about Chapman's impact on British comedy and their own lives. John has described Chapman as a comedic genius and praised his ability to come up with absurd and hilarious ideas. Michael Palin has highlighted Chapman's bravery and willingness to tackle controversial subjects, noting that his boldness helped push the group's work into new and exciting territories. Terry Jones and Terry Gilliam have both remarked on Chapman's unique comedic voice and his role in shaping Monty Python's distinctive style. Eric Idle has been particularly vocal about Chapman's influence, stating that his contributions to Monty Python were instrumental in defining their legacy. Idle has often recounted how Chapman's fearlessness in both his personal life and his comedy inspired the group to take risks and explore unconventional themes. Chapman's openness about his sexuality and his battle with alcoholism were also pioneering, challenging societal norms and providing a candid example of living authentically. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite Monty Python sketch? Let us know in the comments section below.